At around 3 p.m., a fire broke out in C&H Enterprises machine shop in Fremont, California, near the Warm Springs area. The fire department was quick to respond, and the building was fully evacuated before anyone could be hurt. The fire was likely caused by combustible oils being lit by the machinery, which created a thick black smoke that could be seen from all around the surrounding area. Steve Silva from the Fremont Fire Department explained the type of fire and how dangerous the situation was.
Initially, when you've got that black, heavy, sooty smoke, very toxic, you want to try and stay out of it, avoid it. Anybody in what we consider the hot zone here should have had a self-contained breathing apparatus on so they'd protect their respiratory. So we were trying to let folks know as soon as possible, any of these adjoining buildings, shelter in place, shut down your HVAC, don't become a victim from an exposure that you didn't need to.
The fire has been extinguished, and fire investigators are on the scene looking for the source of the blaze. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. According to Census Bureau projections released Wednesday, no single racial or ethnic group will be in the majority of children under 18 in the U.S. by the end of the decade. As the country grows more diverse, the term minority becomes less usable to describe racial and ethnic groups. The Bureau predicts that by 2043, there will be no single majority group within the U.S., and the amount of non-Hispanic whites will fall below 50%. Both the Hispanic and Asian populations are expected to double within that time period. The census also predicted that the number of multiracial people will triple by 2060 to 26.7 million. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. The new leader of the Communist Party of China, Xi Jinping, has called for more positive energy between the U.S. and China. Xi made these remarks while meeting with the former U.S. President, Jimmy Carter. He went on to say both countries should make an effort to build a cooperative partnership based on mutual respect and mutual gain. China and the U.S. should also create new ways of working together despite difficulties. Former President Carter is visiting Beijing as a guest of the Chinese People Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries. Carter has always been in favor of the U.S. working together with China and forging a long-lasting bond. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. So-called king tides are expected to peak today in Northern California, which should cause flooding in low-lying areas. Redwood City saw about 18 to 20 inches of flooding, but no homes were damaged or people harmed. High water has also been seen in Sausalito, where flooding has closed a freeway off-ramp, and in Oakland, where a pedestrian tunnel filled with 2 feet of water. Gravitational pull from the sun and the moon are causing the high tides, and also extremely low tides, which should expose many more tide pools in coastal areas than usual. Within the San Francisco Bay, the main concern should be extreme winds pushing all the excess water higher up the shore. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. If you watch a lot of TV, you are sure to be aware that some commercials are just too loud. This is all about to change after a new law has been passed which regulates the volume of commercials to be within a range of 2 decibels more or less than the programming around them. Commercials are often so loud because the only limit set on volumes are the ones by stations to make sure that the sound levels don't damage their equipment. Advertising content creators will routinely set the volume level near the maximum limit. The Commercial Advertisement Loudness Mitigation Act passed unanimously in the Senate and is currently being set in place. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. U.S. retail giant Wal-Mart Stores Incorporated plans to open more than 100 new stores in China over the next 3 years. Walmart executives expect the venture to create around 18,000 new jobs and are very optimistic about the growth of the Chinese market, especially in the west of the country. China's expanding middle class has brought a lot of new business to the company. Walmart is also looking into expanding development in e-commerce in China and has purchased a majority stake in the Chinese e-commerce company Yihaodian. Walmart's first store opened in China in 1996, and they have been steadily expanding to the 384 stores they have today. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco.